This is the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast.
What is up, my dudes? This is Trent with the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. As usual, the dudes are buzzing. I'm here in the dude den. It's a little bit more toasty. I am joined by Phil to my left, Jordan on my right, and Seth on the end running the cameras. As usual, before we get to our draft recap and everything, Jordan's rolling his eyes a little bit. Bad weekend. Jordan, we'll throw over the dudes to see what was going on. See how your
No,
weekend
it's
was.
not toasty in here.
I think it's warm.
Trent's sweating. He was. Well,
Trent might sweat the moment he gets out of bed in the morning.
False, but no,
Trent sweats in a cold shower.
It feels great in here. I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
I feel awesome.
I would rather be in the house with the AC on. You guys like it in here?
Well, Trent.
It's like-
the other day, Jordan, I was talking to Trent. He's like, "Man, it's going to be hot in the
It isn't as hot as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, he was already complaining.
That's because it's cooling down so randomly.
Yeah,
this
it
week.
is. And then he goes. You and Jordan said you would much rather be in hot weather than cold weather, and I was like, no, I think we said we'd much rather be in cold weather.
No, I would much rather be in hot weather.
He'd rather a sweaty garage
Yes.
than a cold garage.
Yes. 100%.
You can't take off clothing though, on the podcast.
Watch him.
I also can't keep my back from killing me during a
That's
cold.
our other
during a cold-
podcast, Phil.
in a cold garage.
That's our other fantasy pod. Well,
We'll get back to
Clip
it.
that one.
If,
Also that one.
if you want to get to the fantasy football news, go ahead and skip to about 11 minutes. But we're gonna do a weekend recap here
Big
first.
Twisty's back.
Yeah, yeah.
Big Twisty had a great week.
There's a lot of fantasy and big twisty jokes that can go together.
We got a good draft coming up this week. We got things you struggle with while flying on an airplane. I was on an airplane this week, and a couple of those things actually happened to me. I'd like to
You are
recap
the
it.
part of the problem, for what it's worth.
Yeah, if you listen to our takes on this thing, Trent, out of the four things we said, is three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you get a middle seat, you can't stand up. So how am I part of the problem there?
Guaranteed.
took
he
a
clapped
picture
when he
one out of
of you
landed.
four.
standing up.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And he clapped when he landed.
I almost clapped. I was on the runway. Okay, just a little side note here. I was on the runway in San Francisco. Our flight got delayed an hour, okay? Oof. We finally, so before we get on the plane, we get on the plane. We sit in the plane for 20 minutes, not moving. This is 20 minutes after everybody sat down, right?
Yeah.
Then the pilot's finally like, hey, we're going to go take off right now. So thank you for your patience. He's already talked to us a couple of times. We get on the runway. We've been sitting there for 30 minutes, on the tarmac.
Taxiing, yeah.
Taxiing. No, just sitting still. He goes, sorry for the inconvenience, guys. There's only 4 runways in the San Francisco airport. Only 2 are open today. I just counted the airplanes. We are 14 planes from the front, so just bear with me. So my flight was about 3 times as long as me being on the airplane in the airport was 3 times longer than the actual 25-minute flight. So
That's insane.
25 minutes. Oh,
it's
home.
25, 35 minutes, from Frisco.
you
to
might as well
Fresno.
just got in a car and drove home. You would have got there the same exact time, probably.
Yeah, no, we would have. We would
Yeah.
have, yeah. But
My question is, why are the two
I don't know if I
runways
could have made
closed?
it. I don't know if I really could have made it.
What do you mean?
Because you have to you're supposed to get to the airport 2 hours before, 2 hours early when it's international, right? Because you got to go through customs.
Yeah.
So we went through, so we had to get to the airport 3:50 Eastern time. So that's 12:50 California time.
Oh, you're saying because you were tired.
So I was tired. I
So
really
when
was.
you get a 5-hour energy and you're cruising.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was pretty
Check out
tired.
I
I've
was
done
pretty
that.
tired.
I drove home at 11 a.m., 11 at night from
I've
LAX.
done it. Yeah, it was a long day.
You say 11 a.m.?
No, 11 p.m.
Yeah, I was like,
leave that morning from somewhere and then.
Yeah. Enough on me though. But Phil, you have a good weekend. Had a
Did you feel like Michael Scott when you're in Canada? What'd you do out there?
mostly work, honestly. Just
No fun.
produce show. No, not too much fun. Had some.
Did you go to a hockey game?
Wasn't able to go to the hockey game. We had dinner
That's
plans. So
embarrassing.
I did go to the NHL Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's cool.
Is that cool?
There was a Leafs game 6, the same night. So I was about 2 miles away. Got an Uber. Ended up getting out and walking, but it took me 45 minutes. Not 45 minutes. I decided to leave at 4:20. Then I didn't get to the Hall of Fame, the Hockey Hall of Fame, till 4:50. And it closed at 5, so I didn't spend the $25. So I saw it, I got a selfie, but I did not go inside. So
What? Did you not look at what time it closed before you decided to go at 4:20?
I didn't, but
That's too
I got back.
hard,
I got back from the when I got to the hotel. I was like, "Sweet, what can I do?" And someone's like, "I saw a guy in a Lightning jersey. I saw a guy in a Toronto Maple
You should
Leafs
just went
jersey.
to a bar, ain't like a sports bar, and watched the hockey game.
Well, no, the problem was I had another dinner that night for work, so I had to be back by 6:30. It's just when you go on work trips,
You didn't want to get stuck at the bar.
You know, it's
Basically.
hey, rough life. Have to go to Canada for work. Rough life.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge Canada fan, other than the Wonder Bars that I brought Phil back.
Oh,
You
yeah, that
didn't
was
do
super
anything.
good.
You worked the whole time. What?
I know, and you
It's
have
big
like
city.
a.
Like, do you like skyscrapers? Do you like New York? You like
I don't
LA?
know.
That's
You kinda-
I got that vibe. The food was good. I'll
You
say
kind of
that.
I've
look
heard-
like you
yeah.
have some French Canadian in you.
I don't even know what that means.
Probably some
Phil,
French
but-
in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't feel like you just came home a little bit.
No, I don't. I'm trying to get the joke. I wish I could.
He's saying, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
I just feel like you look like a Canadian. I feel like I feel like you would have been
Eh?
welcomed there with open arms. Is what I'm saying. No, you didn't. You didn't connect with
I
the
have
people?
such a good diva for later in this show. I can't wait to get to it. But
All right.
Seth, okay weekend.
An insanely great weekend.
Okay.
Insanely great.
I had a nice
The
underdog.
prize picks.
Oh.
The prize picks
Well, that's
and the
not a-
underdog
yeah.
was popping hard.
Yeah.
You
I
shared
gotta
some
post.
pics.
I need to post all my picks, and I'm so sorry, guys. Like the ones I sent, like I think 1 out of the 4 hit, but like I probably made like 20 something like different
1,000?
combos,
Oh.
and I think I hit like 17.
He doesn't
Wow.
know they're not a sponsor anymore. That's okay though.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's because I still have money on there. But underdog, that's part of the.
I had a
promo
nice.
later,
I had a
so.
nice underdog day. The Boston Bruins game went to overtime. So
Yep.
my goalie got the extra saves,
There you
and
go.
I got the nice little foreplay, hit them all. So
They did lose.
Pretty nice.
Foreplay is a big deal.
yeah, and I did.
Do you do
I
insurance
did
at all?
insurance. So I did that one play you sent Seth of Tatis. I went under on the fantasy points.
I got nervous at the end there.
Do you guys know that they were playing like that
Mexico.
Mexico City? Like it's ridiculous how many. I don't know why you ever hit the under on Tatis. What was it? Tatis hits or
It
was
was
fantasy
fantasy
points.
points. It's
Dude,
14
they
and a
were
half.
playing like the ball was gonna. They hit the ball in the air. It was gonna go out of the stadium.
Wait, I'm confused. What
Luckily,
you're
I'm
saying. Like, how
good.
far was the fence? Or you're saying like
The way
the
that
wind
the
condition?
elevation, it's like crazy. It puts Coors Field on steroids.
Oh, really?
So the ball flies out of the ballpark.
Yes,
there.
correct.
You see
Yeah,
the
I
runs?
heard that.
Like there was like 20 runs both days.
Here's
scored.
the
Yeah, but
deal.
this is
Seth
the
told
next
me.
day,
Seth
though.
told me he's been on a burner, and
No,
I
it
just
was in
followed
Mexico-
I just followed Seth's play.
I know, but
That's all
it
I
was
did.
the next day I'd made a bet on him.
It's like today,
and then-
16-11 in that game, and yesterday it
No,
was
it wasn't 16 to 11 today.
16-11 Saturday, and
And it was
today
low scoring today. 6 to 4.
6-4. You're right.
So
Yeah.
Tatis had a great day the game before, and then they raised his number to 14 and a half. And to 14 and a half, you have to hit a home run plus more points.
Yeah, I got you.
So like I was like, I don't know if he's gonna do it again. So I bet the under, and then my other pick was great. This guy's terrible against lefties, so I just did.
I played. I threw the Florida Panthers goalie is what I play for saves. Then I threw in.
Florida Panthers goalie.
Yeah, it's for hockey. I threw the goalie in for saves over. It went overtime, so he got it. I threw Tatis under on the fantasy score, and then I did. What's the Draymond Green under on points? 8.5. He got 8, so that was close. But
I would have told you not to do Tatis. I would have told you to do the other guy, Jazz.
Chaz Chisholm.
Yeah, because he's terrible against left-handed pitchers.
yeah, you should have told me. But
I said that in the Discord, but it's
oh,
okay.
yeah, I need to make the notifications just go off for everybody in there. I think
Mhm,
I'll
I
fix
have
the
them on.
Discord. Yeah, go to Dude Nation or
I'm gonna be posting a lot there tomorrow.
Yeah,
I will say.
Yeah, our plays will be in the Discord. Go check that out. Dude Nation link in the show notes. Let's get into some NFL news. But before we get into the NFL news, Phil, you want to give
Hey,
us a...
Trent, my weekend was good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, he didn't ask us about either of
Oh,
ours.
sorry.
That's all right.
My bad. It's been 10 minutes.
I don't really care. I'm just
Well, what did you do? You
just-
coach basketball?
coach basketball. So you knew I went out of town, coached basketball. Good weekend.
Did you eat any good food?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Some good
What,
food.
what do you have?
See, I had like today I had these ahi pokey ahi nachos.
I
Oh, that sounds
yeah, I
good.
love
That was pretty good.
You need
Yeah.
to just start sending some pics. We should start doing some... Phil, you've been saying we need to do some snack videos.
Yes, we do. We need to do some snack reviews.
Yeah, I had some good fish tacos
should-
last night. It was
You
good.
know, maybe every once in a while, instead of doing a draft, we just have a bunch of food and we try all the foods and
That's a-
review
that's
it
a good
instead of doing a
idea.
draft.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've
We
been
all
saying.
bring 3 items that we wouldn't want to eat. That's a pretty good idea.
Wait, but that means I have to try trash food. I don't want to do that.
No, I want to try
food that-
delicious.
Well,
Yeah.
we go in order of a draft, and you don't want to be the guy who picks last.
Yeah, they do that. I
true.
think that's that.
That's terrible.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
so nasty.
It's good entertainment, Seth.
You're right. It is.
Did you do anything for the draft, Jordan? Usually we have a little party, but we didn't have one because Trent was in Canada.
Toronto, drinking maple
No,
syrup.
I didn't do anything for the draft. I went to.
Oh, you're keeping
Seth's-
score at a baseball
I
game,
went to
weren't
Seth's
you?
baseball game. I was watching the draft. So
And Trent kept spoiling it for you because you're so.
Were
far
you
behind.
DVRing that, or what?
I was watching on my phone.
And
it
I
was
was
just-
ahead of you.
I think Sleeper was a little fast.
Sleeper was fast.
Sleeper-
Yeah,
was faster
no,
than the
you
broadcast.
were watching. Yeah,
Well, I thought
don't-
YouTube
Yeah, probably.
TV.
It is.
Here's my deal.
Because
I
it says spoiler alert.
yeah.
no, but
Yeah.
I thought YouTube TV. It's always a little later.
It is.
And I always watch on YouTube TV. So I was watching on Direct TV in my hotel, and my phone was going off before my Direct TV.
for
Yeah, because it's
'cause
it's
Sleeper's-
Adam Schefter tweeting who's going to get picked.
Yeah, a lot of it
before
wasn't
they
even
actually-
Schefter though.
Yeah, whatever. Because Schefter doesn't want ESPN tells Schefter not to. But like, yeah. So yeah, of course. And then you're watching on Direct TV, and that's going to happen before me because I'm watching like on the streaming ESPN app.
Sorry, not sorry.
What was crazy though, Jordan, is that you were right. It was like close to a minute, maybe minute and a half, and then we would find out after.
Yeah,
Trent
I
got
turn my
the-
sleeper notifications off. I'm gonna turn them right back on right now.
What do you think our best like guess of the draft was? The one pick that we got right.
Bijan.
Bijan, I think. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. When he got picked there, and I was like, man, that was cool that we called.
Some
that.
of us called that. We should probably.
And I think most people were shocked, right?
What about Phil? You had the
I had a center going at 10, and you guys basically made me feel like a fool, and one went at 13, just for what it's worth.
what about Laporta, man? Phil?
No
Laporta-
center. Oh, hold on. No center win at 13. What are you looking at, Phil?
Who went
That's
at
last
13?
year's draft, Phil.
No. Who went at 13?
Luke Van Ness.
Sorry, what about 14? I think
Broderick Jones.
Hold on.
A center didn't go the second round.
No.
Phil, you know,
It was a guard, maybe. It might have been a guard.
there's no guard that went in the first round.
all
False.
tackles.
If you thought you sounded stupid on last week's pod, you sound way stupider on this
Oh,
week's
offensive
pod.
tackle. Hold on. I could have sworn it was a center.
You were looking at the second round.
No.
Yes.
No.
The first guard went in the second round. Joe Tippmann went in the center. Joe Tippmann went in the second round, and then the
this is embarrassing.
John Michael Schmitz ended the second round. for
John
center.
Jacob Jingle.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. I was wrong, and I'm willing to raise my hand on that because I was wrong.
Well, I like how you said 13 though.
I thought we had one that went at 13. No, at 13 was it was Luke Van Ness. I don't know what I was thinking
All
here.
right. Before we get into more trophy or more news here, Phil.
Oh, we got to do a trophy smack.
Yeah, give us a trophy smack promo.
Do you have that strap, Seth?
Seth's
Did
got
you-
the strap.
Seth, do you
Wear
have
the strap or get
do
clapped.
you want to do the promo first? Or you want me to show the strap first?
Well, just pull it out so I have some mojo going on here.
Do you need the?
This is our dynasty one I have that
I haven't
just
seen it
won.
yet. I
Yeah.
let Seth open. Oh my goodness!
Oh man, that
That
is,
is sweet.
Are those brass knuckles?
who designed
Dino
that?
dudes.
I designed it.
So bad.
I have to wear it on my
Can you
chest.
wear it? Can you-
Undisputed
Oh, yeah.
champion.
I feel like
the
if I got
dude's
shot
champion.
with this, I'd live.
Oh, absolutely.
This
we
thing is
can
actually
try that
heavy.
out later.
This thing is actually heavy.
It's 6.5 pounds of pure silverback.
It's 6.5 pounds. Wow.
silverback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
read
a
the
weird
read the
thing to
names
say.
on it. It's no. So you go to Trophy Smack and design your own belt or whatever. That's our belt. Go check it out on YouTube at tffdudes. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscription. Really helps us out. And always remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes.
I'm still trying to find the center that went in the top 15.
You should be looking for a Trophy Smack.
Anyhow,
promo is what
the
you should
Trophy
be
Smack
looking-
promo is, hey, we just ordered our belt. It's never too late to order your belt, trophy, even from 2022 season, 2022, 2023 season. We are big believers in Trophy Smack. That's why we partnered up with them. They have a lot of great swag, different things. As you can see, Seth has that belt, trophies. They have loser awards. They have a variety of different things that you can get there on the site. TrophySmack.com/dudes for 15% off. Here's the thing. I'd probably go without brass knuckles, but that belt is pretty cool.
I've seen
I
a
think
couple
the brass
things.
knuckles make it.
Yeah, it's definitely from the valley. Like that's like
I'm putting this on my chest.
You have
right
a
now.
brass knuckles tattoo on your lower back.
All right,
This pod
TrophySmack.com.
is off to a roaring start.
Trophy
today.
Smack. Yeah,
Once again,
seriously.
that's our other pod.
TrophySmack.com/dudes and TrophySmack.com/dudes for 15% off. And you can see Seth there with his coming
holding
at
the
you
belt and
live
the mic. I don't know
with
why.
his Yeah. Anyhow, get your
put this
belts,
thing
get
on.
your awards, prepare for the season. Even, I mean, do some stuff. Make a
Seth, wear it like Rambo over your shoulder.
make the loser of your team wear a toilet seat. There we go.
I couldn't even do this.
You want to fasten him up there, Jordan, help him out from the back.
Don't touch him.
Not really.
Don't touch him.
It's just painful.
And it's a lack of sleep over here, I think is what it is. Like I'm here, lack of sleep. I think that's why I thought a center won in the first 15.
I don't know.
think
You
guys
called
still
me a
might be
couple
wrong.
days ago.
Hey, Phil, excuses are for those who need them.
Ratatouille, so.
That's true. I was watching Ratatouille while the draft was going on. Alrighty. No, that's
What was worse though, watching Ratatouille or keeping score at a baseball game? That's a serious.
I wasn't
debate right
keeping
there.
score. I was watching.
Oh,
them.
okay.
Oh, that's even worse.
No, keeping score is worse.
Yes.
Why Phil said, Jordan, when Phil says a lie about you, call him out so we don't all believe him. He said you were keeping score at a baseball game and you never corrected him.
Because then he said the center was drafted at 13 overall, so kind of got focused on that one.
That's why you got to sneak it in. Like, so you weren't keeping
Yeah.
score.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were keeping score.
Okay.
Anyhow, yeah,
Looks
no,
like I'm
it's-
wearing a big watch.
yeah.
It looks good on you, honestly. That
Don't compliment
that
him.
brass knuckles really brings out your eyes.
Yeah, that is so stupid that you put brass
Dumbest thing I've
knuckles.
ever heard. I'm taking
Yes.
this thing off.
Please.
It only took you 10 minutes to put it
Hey,
on.
you know how someone called me out this week for looking bored on this pod on my phone?
Yeah.
Well, it's conversations like these are why I get bored and on my phone.
You knew what you were signing up for.
It's true, I did.
You knew when Trent said like, "Hey, do you?" Well, actually, no. Technically, you probably were paying a little bit more attention before I came onto the pod because it was a little bit more fantasy relevant, right?
It's true.
Yeah, and then I came on and just derailed various
Also
aspects
true.
of it.
So before we get to our draft recap here, I've only said that like 9 times today. Adam Schefter
saying it.
tweeted today, NFL is targeting Thursday, May 11th as the date to release the 2023 schedule. Per sources, Roger Goodell and scheduling czar Howard Katz will meet Monday as they continue to attempt to finalize it. But with Aaron Rodgers traded and Lamar Jackson signed, the coast is clear to move ahead and lock it in. So schedule will be released in a couple weeks here. I think it's about 2 weeks. It's Sunday night here in the Toasty Dude Den, as Jordan would say. What do you guys think? Lamar Jackson kind of stole a little bit of the draft show there. So not
We all
bad.
knew it was going to happen.
I wasn't completely sure, but I figured it would. Like, I didn't think I think once Rodgers got traded to the Jets, it kind of limited some options also probably too. Like, it was like weird because Rodgers got traded to the Jets, but we kind of all knew it was going to happen. So it was kind of a weird, like, if it wouldn't have been announced, that'd have been wild for a trade like that to happen, right? But it's kind of been like a 3-week cliffhanger.
Yeah, like two things that I thought were just going to happen. Like,
You felt pretty good about it.
yeah, both of them.
So, I don't know. Anything you want to say on the Lamar? It's a lot of money, highest paid quarterback.
I think they overpaid him,
I think they overpaid him also.
but they kind of didn't have a choice either. So it's like,
Like what they're, yeah. And we also didn't talk about Aaron. I mean, we probably been talked out, but the Aaron Rodgers thing
Yeah.
happened after we did the pod.
What about Antonio Brown saying that he signed with the Ravens? That was really weird. Like,
Is that true?
No.
I thought he tweeted that.
He
Yeah,
did
he
tweet
tweeted
it.
it.
I
It
know,
doesn't
I
mean
know, but it's weird that he tweeted.
Did the
"I'm
Ravens
signing with
say
the
Why is
something
it
about
weird?
it?
Usually you don't just say it like,
he's Antonio Brown.
I know who
yeah.
he is. It's still weird
Don't
though.
we
No, but it
happened
looked
in
like he was
Dubai.
doing a press.
He took a picture. He took a picture in a.
It was like a press release type.
Yeah, like
tweet.
he's in a
Like
picture of
Jordan,
the
it's
Ravens.
weird.
He tweeted
You
it for
can't
people
admit-
like
admit
Trent
that it's
who
weird.
didn't think it's funny, or believe it.
I don't think Trent believed it. It was just weird.
It was weird. No, because it said I saw the thing. It said Antonio Brown says he signed with the Ravens. It made 0 sense.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, does anything that guy does make sense?
Not necessarily, but it's just a funny thing to say, I guess, or to tweet, right? But draft wise, biggest winners and losers in this draft, Jordan. What do you got? I know you're pretty strong on the Lions taking.
No, so the Lions, like, honestly, the Lions draft is one of the weirdest drafts for me because I hate what they did with their first 2 picks and then love what they did with, like, their next 3.
And-
like, it's bizarre. Like, it's one of the most bizarre drafts I think I've seen.
So
I hate the Gibbs pick. I absolutely hate the Gibbs pick.
I like the Gibbs
In
pick.
the first round too, right?
I
Or
like
second
the
round?
Gibbs pick more than I like their linebacker pick.
Well, sure, but they both are horrible picks.
Like they could have
They're
got him
both
later.
picks that they could have taken. Like honestly, like the guy they drafted in the second round and Brian Branch, I could have seen them taking in the first round, and like I just don't get what they were doing. Like the way they drafted it, but like I love the Laporta pick. I love the Brian Branch pick. I love the Hendon Hooker pick.
Yep.
But I cannot stand their first two picks. The Gibbs pick, they could have taken in this. Gibbs would have been there for their second round pick at 3. The third pick in the second round, Gibbs 100% is there.
You don't think maybe that?
No.
Yeah, because I thought the Jaguars, but the Jaguars took Tank.
No one
yeah.
was going to take a running back.
Who do you think? Who would you have rather gone? I mean, maybe any one of those guys off the in the first round. Would you rather gone with like a offensive lineman? Like, what would you rather have gone?
Let's
with
see
there?
here.
Well, could they have gotten Bijan? Did they trade back? Because they traded back. Could they have gotten Bijan from the original spot? I'm trying to remember that. And that's what's weird to me is that they traded back and didn't get Bijan.
What do you think they needed? Like, they need a corner, Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, I thought they were going to corner.
Like,
It's true.
take a tackle. You can never go on the good. Like, do they need a tackle? Broderick Jones. Like, I don't.
That's what I said. I
don't understand. Like, you don't take a running back at this. Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, it's not like Bijan was Bijan. I think he's a stud. Like, he's one of the best running back prospects. Like, I get that. But like, Gibbs is good. But no one like he was a second round pick the whole entire way. I just don't.
What they said from the Lions, they said that was just the highest rated guy in their draft board, and they were just going like best player available. Is kind of what they said.
But like,
so basically auto draft.
yes.
Sort of. But
They were on auto.
They had it on cue.
But positional value.
We already have
fine.
him there. Why not?
Take Christian Gonzalez and then take Jahmyr Gibbs at 18.
Yeah, that would
And
have
then
made
you
a
could
little
have
more
taken
sense. to me.
Jack Campbell. Like, it just doesn't. The positional value has to matter.
Yeah, it's weird though because you're saying you love their whole draft except their first two picks. Like, because I saw a thing that was, it was
Like, they redeemed themselves for sure.
Yeah.
Well, no, but there was the next gen stats thing, and it ranked all the Lions players, and like all of them are like mid 80s. Like they had one of the best drafts. And Gibbs, what's going to happen with Montgomery and Gibbs there? Like, I think they're going to play Gibbs a lot. Like, I don't think they went and spent all that capital to not play Gibbs. Like, I think it's going to be like last year, but I think Gibbs is going to have a bigger workload than Swift did last year.
Yeah, probably.
And Goff likes those running backs that can catch passes. That's why
Gibbs is really good. It's not a them anti Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is a stud. It's just where you drafted
You
him.
just think you could have gotten him way later.
Yeah.
I did 2 rookie drafts today, dynasty rookie drafts. So guys just started them today because the draft's over. And Gibbs went second overall in both of them. I was kind of
Bijan
surprised.
Gibbs?
Yeah, it went Bijan then Gibbs. Yeah.
Interesting.
So
They said that they considered taking Hooker late in the first round.
yeah, Hooker is a great pick.
The Lions.
Hooker is a great pick for the Lions because he can't play for a year, but it's someone they can kind of groom and get ready to take over after Goff. Like I like the pick of getting Hook. Like
No, I'm not opposed to it.
I think if he wouldn't have got hurt, where would Hooker have gone if he wouldn't have got hurt? Jordan, third best quarterback in the draft. Like you know what I mean? Also other things like Bijan going 8. A lot of people were heated over that for the same reasons, Jordan, just because of running back going so early.
I just think Bijan's that good, I guess.
I think so too. It's just weird that you were 31st in the NFL last year in passing attempts, and now you added another running back, right? Like it's just, I guess that's just their identity.
Yeah. I mean,
say that again, Trent. Though, because
They were 31st in pass attempts last year. So basically the Falcons just run the ball. Like Algier was pretty solid. Patterson was okay. And now you have another running back. So you have 3 like pretty good running backs there. So Algier, Patterson, and Bijan.
yeah,
Other guys, were you weren't surprised Bryce Young went first, Jordan? I'm sure that was
No.
kind of what you thought was going to happen. The Texans trading and going
Yeah.
2 and 3. That's probably
Yeah.
never happened, right?
They had a good draft. Stroud and Anderson. I mean, Stroud's. I'm a big CJ Stroud guy, so I think it's a good fit. Anthony Richardson to the Colts makes sense, I guess. Don't love it. Will Levis falling out of the first round. I never got the Will Levis hype.
I think this is the best thing that happened to Will Levis is you can remove the whole bust from his bust
I'm
narrative.
sure you saw what Ryan Leaf said.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
too. Yeah, like it, and I agree. I saw it and I agreed with it. Like, there's no more pressure. He went to a team he can just kind of learn. kind of felt bad for the guy at the draft. Like he went to the draft and he has, his girlfriend, he has his sisters, and I don't know if people knew like exactly who was who for a little bit too. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
it was
I
like,
saw
is that his sister? Like, just a whole weird deal. Then he didn't go back to the. What's your take on him not going back to the draft? Like he didn't get drafted in the first round, so he didn't come back day 2.
Yeah.
Would
I
you-
kind of probably would have done the same thing.
I
Like,
kinda
just
think
be
I
in my
would too.
basketball shorts, order some pizza.
Well, if you, like,
maybe
look-
crack open some soda.
Like I've always said, I wouldn't want to go to the draft anyways. Period. Like I think I'd rather have like a party at my house and invite a bunch of
really.
people. Yeah.
No, I think it's like one of those once in a lifetime opportunities that you can be there. Actually, if you had an opportunity to be at the draft, you don't think
I've
you
just
would?
always thought it'd be cool to like have somebody at your buddy's house and invite like all your closest friends and everybody, like your high school coach or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like all your coaches, and I don't know. I've always thought that would be cool to do that. Well, you have to look at it too. Like he probably only had one suit, so you're gonna go wear the same suit the next day. Like let's put a little logistics in this, Phil. Like what would he
Yeah.
have worn? Same thing.
he has to have some new ice. He has to have some new some bling.
I think.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think if you go, you have to go. Seth, would you go?
I would go.
Jordan?
To the draft?
Yeah.
Depends. Depends if I know I'm being drafted. Like
If you
in
know
the
being
top
drafted
10,
in the first round, I would go.
I would go.
If you're Will Levis, you go.
I don't know. Like the
think
Will
you
Levis
go.
one.
I think you go, and then if it doesn't happen in that first day, you go home and you do exactly what.
See, I actually think the opposite. I think if you go back for the second day.
That's what I think too.
Like Brian Branch stayed the whole entire time.
Yeah.
No, I
like
don't- I
you're
wouldn't go
probably
back.
you're probably right, Jordan, but it'd be hard though cuz it's like it's not like you're going to bring 3 suits just in case or something like that.
I mean, the guy can go buy another suit. It's not that big of a deal.
Usually they're tailor fit, right?
Yeah, and I mean, he probably got like 2 suits.
I think you're overthinking
Yeah,
the
the
suit
suit.
thing.
You need to get off the suit thing, man. Just because you took 1 suit to Canada doesn't mean Will Levis.
I took 2.
Exactly.
And I was praying I didn't spill on him. No,
What's the funny thing is, I had to
do you
take
think do you think his girlfriend and like all the people that were with him brought their
you
clothes?
take 2 suits, and just for that reason, Trent, I went.
Trent,
to,
you're married, right?
I am married, but I'm telling you,
You know that a girl is probably taking 5 dresses for the one
Yes,
day.
yeah.
Like,
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah. I ripped a pair of pants right in the crotch. I got it caught in the plane.
TMI.
No, I wasn't wearing
You
it.
got
Just
caught
now.
in the what?
And I had to sew them before I went to my business meeting. My first job out of college was an absolute nightmare. Those things were held together by a terrible stitch job that I did
And
in my
prayer.
hotel room. Yeah, basically. I'm so glad
Fishing line.
I took two
Tittle
pairs
floss
of
and
suit.
prayer. What else we got here? Just from the
I
first
mean, the
round?
Eagles are kind of odd. I know everyone says that, but the Eagles, I thought, had a good draft.
Yeah, reloaded nicely.
They're just going to be good again, aren't they?
yeah.
Yep.
They're going to be really good.
What do you
again.
think about Swift there? Like everyone's making a big deal about the Swift. I understand they didn't get a
Who's
lot.
the
for
running backs now? They got Swift, Penny, and
They still
Gainwell,
Gainwell, and they have Scott.
Boston Scott, but I mean, that doesn't.
Do you really think, like, from a fantasy perspective, do you want to draft any of those Eagle running backs?
No.
I like Swift.
You draft.
I think Swift's smart, but I still
Swift
think
has the
Hurts is
same-
going to get a lot of rushing
Swift
touchdowns,
has the
so.
same role that Miles Sanders has, I think.
yeah.
I
Miles
don't
Sanders
think
finally
I
had
don't
a
think
good
Rashad
year.
Penny's that good. So
Yeah, you don't like
It's
Rashad.
gonna be a hot hand, and I think Penny and Hurts are gonna get a majority of the goal line carries. It's be a similar role, but like I've always said, today's NFL, you have to have a stable of good running backs, and they have a lot of them.
what is your? Man, I wish I could filter this by position. What's your favorite quarterback landing spot?
I really like Hooker going to the Lions. I like. I think my favorite one's Richardson to the Colts. Everyone's been all over the Colts saying like, "Hey, you don't draft a quarterback. You just keep getting like Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan." And they've always just said, "No, the quarterback's not there." Now they finally have a quarterback. Maybe he's not that good this year, but I think he has the right coach to succeed. And he has Michael Pittman. They drafted a receiver also for him, right? Did they get Downs? Who's the other receiver they got?
I think it was Downs.
They got a decent receiver they drafted with Pittman and Jonathan Taylor. Like, Jonathan Taylor is a good spot for a rookie running back or rookie quarterback to go. Like, they can give him the ball a lot. And the Colts were pretty good 2 years ago. They were a game out of playoffs. Like, they just had a really bad year last year. Like, that team should be a playoff team.
The Colts?
The Colts. Like, 2 years ago, they were pretty good. And Taylor got hurt last year. Like, I think the Colts could bounce back and be pretty good. And you have Richardson and Taylor back there. I really like it from a fantasy perspective.
So Anthony Richardson is your favorite. So you think Richardson has the most fantasy impact this year?
Yeah, just because he's so mobile and he has Pittman he can throw the ball to and Taylor. That's just going to take a lot of pressure off of him. Probably have some play actions where he can run the ball well.
I think I like.
You like Stroud?
No, I don't like Stroud that much.
I think Stroud and Young can be good. I just don't know if it's going to be this year.
I kind of think I like the Bryce Young one the most.
Can I ask you a question? Just going, it's all the way back to Bijan. What is
Why?
Just because I'm interested in hearing. I know you initially didn't want him to go top 10 when Christian McCaffrey went top 10. I think he went 8 in his draft class. Like, what is there? If you look at their stats, their senior year or their last year in college, they're not that much different. Like, did you have a problem with McCaffrey going so high?
No, I don't have a problem with Bijan going that high.
You sort of did though initially. I just wanted to, or any running back.
Yeah, I think it's too high for running back. But I get it. Like,
Just because of the shelf life on running backs.
I don't think Bijan's that good. Like, Bijan is that good.
You think he is? You think he could live up to like a McCaffrey?
I think he's
type
like
deal?
an Adrian Peterson prospect, like running back prospect. And I'm not like breaking news by saying that. Like, a lot of people are saying that.
Yeah.
He's that good. Like, he is that good.
Yeah, sorry to put a little. I was just like trying to look up some of their stats because I know initially I didn't look up the other guys.
Trent, my issue with Anthony Richardson is he's just not ready to play in the NFL.
Yeah, and where he might not be that good.
He might not be that good. I kind of think he won't be good at all, but I might be wrong. I just kind of I like Bryce Young and the Texans have some weapons too. With
Dalton Schultz, they don't got Cooks anymore.
So they got Robert Woods, John Mechie, Nico Collins. They drafted Tank Dell and Xavier Hutchinson. Both those guys were really good in college. Tank Dell's really, really good. Yeah, so I don't mind their weapons. They got Damian Pierce, Devin Singletary at running back.
And Bryce Young played with Mechie, which is cool.
Yeah, but Mechie's playing with CJ Stroud.
Oh, sorry. Wait, did you? Then why'd you say his name?
I went back to CJ. I'm talking about CJ Stroud now.
Sorry.
Yeah. I kind of like both. I think the fits are good for both, and I just think they're more ready to play in the NFL. But so,
Hainer to the Saints is kind of cool.
It is cool. I love that.
Him and Carr back to they've never been together, but they're acquaintances.
What if he takes Carr's spot?
It wouldn't be like I could see Carr not playing good and them giving Hainer an opportunity or whatever.
Who's the other guy? Winston? But they
Winston.
give James
You
Winston
think
a
they
chance
keep
first?
Winston?
I don't know.
Jordan, you think they keep Winston?
Maybe because the locker room
yeah.
presence. I mean, he's a big locker room
So
guy.
Hainer's gonna be the third then.
Yeah.
Hainer will be the third. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
what about wide receivers? Like, who's your favorite wide receiver fit for fantasy purposes this year?
Fantasy purposes, I kind of liked. I know it's not a wide receiver. I kind of like Mayer going to the Raiders. I thought that was
Ask wide
interesting.
receiver. We can get the
No,
tight
I
ends
know.
later.
I'm just seeing stuff. That's.
I
coming
know.
on my
I asked
mind.
wide receiver fit, and you would give me a tight end.
Like, he's what's on my screen right now.
Scroll down.
Ask one of the other knuckleheads on the pod.
No, I'm still looking at a running
So we
back.
had four
Actually,
that-
hold on. Can I just
four
say I like
way in the
Jameer?
first
I
round.
actually don't mind Jameer Gibbs going to the line. Sorry, I'm
You
still
guys are
on
on
this
three-
running back.
you guys
kick.
are on
I'm
this-
still on this running back.
either.
Why do you
I
have
am
such
trying-
a problem with it?
Phil, I'm trying to do
That
your
was
job
10
and host
minutes
this
ago.
pod.
It was.
I'm
Sorry.
trying to do your job and host this pod, and
Yes.
you keep derailing me.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's move on.
That's
guys.
kind of his job is derailing. I would almost say.
Yeah.
I like
I
the
love
Chargers guy Quentin.
Okay, I like Quentin Johnson, the Chargers too. I think that's.
I drafted him today.
I think it's a really good fit. I think him and Mike Williams on the outside, Keenan Allen on the inside. I think that's really tough. Like that's gonna be a nightmare for defenses. I kind of like all of them though. Really, like all four of these guys. JSN to the Seahawks.
That's
Great
what I was
fit.
going to say.
I'm excited about
Yeah,
that
how
one.
sweet is that?
Yeah, I'm surprised Phil hasn't opened up the pod with that.
I was going to
honestly.
say that until Jordan started talking there, but yeah,
I'm actually so excited for that.
I
was kind of hyped by that.
You guys were tilting a little bit, with the corner at first,
I was.
I just thought we could get a cornerback later. I kind of wanted the guy.
and now
from
you guys are
Oregon
like
more.
all in on the cornerback.
I'm not all in on him.
Yeah.
I thought we should have got Carter
award
there.
finalist.
I thought we should have got
Yes,
Carter
correct,
there and then
correct.
pick the cornerback second.
Yeah.
Instead of and then the running back pick, I'm sort of okay
Suspect.
with. But
You
I
like
mean,
it?
I'm sort of okay with it. Sort of.
They
Yeah,
always
I don't
have
really
like
know how I
a
feel.
stable of running backs.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel, but anyways,
All these wide receivers are good though. Flowers to the Ravens is good.
I'm not.
Addison to the Vikings, I think is really good.
I like
I
Addis-
think that's a cool one.
I
too.
don't think I'm a fan of Flowers to the Ravens that much.
Why?
Because I feel like he's a volume receiver, and I don't know if he's going to get volume there. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they treat the receivers more like they're not. He's not going to have 8 catches a game. He's probably going to have like 3 or 4, unless he's just the best wide receiver Lamar's ever had, and they just start throwing the ball to wide receivers.
I think he's similar to like Marquise Brown, but
Yeah, and Monken, maybe his offense is a little different, right? So
was there any second round wide receivers that I'm just kind of looking through?
Marvin Mims went in the 3rd.
that
to
one
the
was
Broncos.
bizarre to me. I don't.
They traded up, right?
understand. Yeah, that one was weird.
I think they swapped with the Seahawks, didn't they? The Seahawks and the
Again?
Broncos did a couple
Yankee
flops.
swap.
Rasheed, yeah, that one was weird. They traded the Broncos traded up to get him in the second round. It's the Rasheed Rice to Kansas City is interesting. SMU, like he was really good at SMU. Obviously, any wide receiver that goes with Mahomes is going to be interesting, right? So
I know, but we've been saying that since Tyreek Hill, and they've
But
all
you
been
have-
interesting.
you
Yeah,
have
they've
to
all been
keep saying
interesting.
it,
Yeah,
right? Like, I mean,
I-
Rasheed Rice was really good.
I'm probably going to have trouble saying it until Kelsey's gone. Because I think Kelsey still is the one there.
But they don't
right?
have Juju anymore. Like, there's no, it's wide open. In the third round, like Tank Dell to Houston, I think is interesting. The Tennessee running wide receivers back to back are both in good spots. Like Jalen Hyatt with Daniel Jones, good spot. Cedric Tillman with Cedric Tillman was interesting. He could be really good in Cleveland.
Yeah. Cleveland is. I don't know.
And then
Like, it
Josh,
just
I
seems-
know you mentioned Josh Downs to the Carolina. I think he went pretty late. So for someone of his caliber.
What I felt like the Raiders had a decent. Well, I like their first round draft pick.
You did like it?
They got an edge rusher. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought they were going to trade up and get Will Levis there in the second round.
Yeah.
Because did they take they took the Purdue guy, right? Aiden O'Connell or
Yeah, I
whatever.
mean,
They
that
took
doesn't matter. He's not any good. So
you said
oh, my guy, Tyjae Spears went to the. Sorry, I'm being like Phil now and talking about running
no,
backs.
you are.
Tyjae Spears went to 10.
but you've always said that you
Tennessee.
kind of like him in that spot. though.
Yeah,
you
that's-
like him there,
yeah.
not as early as.
Yeah. Devin A-Chain to the Dolphins. That's going to be
I like that, but don't
Yeah.
you think?
that is going to be just
just-
more speed to that offense,
yeah.
man.
But from a fantasy perspective, like what's going to happen?
Who else do they have
To
there?
me, they have Jeff Wilson, and do they have Raheem still?
Yeah,
Raheem
guys who
Mostert?
don't matter. This guy's a stud,
But
man.
he's
He's
gonna.
fast.
But isn't Jeff Wilson the fastest running back in the NFL?
He was like 2 years ago.
I mean, this guy ran a 4.32 40-yard dash.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. McDaniels comes from San Francisco, where they just put random guys in there. It seems like all the time. But I like A-Chain.
Yeah, he's an interesting dynasty guy, I think.
What do you think about the Chiefs' first pick, Jordan? Felix and Duka Uzma.
The only thing I noticed about him, they said he's from Kansas City. That's cool.
Yeah. What do you think of your Jacksonville Jaguars draft, Jordan? You guys got a
It was fine. I think it's like, I think it was just a solid draft. They had a ton of picks. They couldn't really
what do you
trade
think
back
about
up.
what do you think about Tank Bigsby?
I think it's interesting for sure. I think him and ETN complement each other super, super well. So I like that. I like the tight end, Brenton Strange. Like when McShay says that he's like one of his favorite underrated draft guys in the class, like I take that. I mean, McShay's pretty good at what he does. So and his film does look good. Like he's a really good blocker, catch the ball. The draft was fine for the Jaguars, I think. Like, it's kind of cool when you're at a point where you don't really like need a like. It's just kind of like you're trying to just fill out the roster, not look for starters right away. Tackle will be good. I think they not panicked, but I think they reacted maybe a little bit too much to the Cam Robinson suspension. That's probably going to happen. But
what do you
seems
think
like
about
he's
their
a
defensive
good player.
picks? I know that's not fantasy relevant, but
Fine. I mean, they're all back end guys. Hopefully find some depth. So I don't know. I think they could have taken a corner earlier, but it is what it is.
Trent, how about you? You got some feel-good stories coming out of Dallas.
I feel like it was just kind of underwhelming to me, honestly. I was kind of I didn't really want a tight end in the first round. I was hoping that, if Kincaid was there, I think Dallas would have taken him. I kind of wanted the Oregon State tight end in maybe the second or third round. I know this has nothing to do with anything, but when I see this guy that they drafted, Mozzie Smith from Michigan, I just, anytime I see a Michigan, defensive lineman drafted in the first round, my first thoughts go to Taco Charlton, and I know that's not fair, but that's just where my mind went. A lot of Michigan guys the Cowboys drafted, they got their tight end from Michigan also. Just kind of underwhelming. I didn't think it was like bad. I didn't think it was like great either, though. But like 26, you're not going to get great.
Do you like Deuce Vaughn?
I like Deuce Vaughn. Like I like Deuce Vaughn. It's kind of cool that his dad got to call him in the room and make the pick for him. I didn't think he'd actually end up in Dallas. I thought that they might get another running. I wanted him to get Tank Bigsby also. That was also the other guy that I
That would have
wanted.
been a good fit with Pollard.
That's who I wanted was Tank Bigsby, and I thought they maybe could have reached on him. Would have been okay, but the Deuce Vaughn, and I feel like they might find a way to put him on the field. I don't know.
Will.
So
do you like the Overshawn pick?
the tight end?
No, the linebacker from Texas.
Yeah, I don't mind it. He's like they need another. Here's the thing: that's probably an underrated pick that I'm not giving enough value to. But
I like him. I like him better than the Wolf Hunter.
Well, they'll probably play both of them because Parsons moves around so much.
Overshawn is not obviously Parsons, not at all.
Yeah.
But like he kind of plays with a similar mentality. You know what I'm saying?
But he's not an edge rusher, right?
No, but he can move around.
Yeah.
Like he can come.
Yeah, but they put Parsons on the line so much that they need like another true linebacker to play there with, Leighton Vander Esch.
It'll be cool.
Paid Leighton, so
yeah, he's going to be around here.
All right, Trent, tight ends. Who's your favorite tight end this year?
Should I just go with Laporta? No, I like Kincaid. I think that's a good one. That one makes sense.
But it's him and Dawson Knox. So how does that work fantasy wise?
Yeah, probably for a year it probably won't be Kincaid. Tight ends usually take 2 to 3 years. Is this finally gonna be Kyle Pitts' season?
I think the Michael Mayer to the Raiders makes so much sense.
I think so too.
And Garoppolo loves tight ends.
Think about how much he threw the ball to Kittle.
And Michael Mayer is a guy who he's fine getting the ball a ton. Like that's what he did in college. That's all. Notre Dame literally threw the ball every single time to Michael Mayer.
And he should be open underneath a lot with
with Devontae. I think the Michael Mayer one is really I like the Michael Mayer one. I think he's the Luke Musgrave. Depending on Jordan Love, Luke Musgrave to Oregon State. I mean, to Packers is interesting.
You like that one, Jordan?
Yeah.
I do like. We don't, obviously, I think most of us like the Laporta one. Hawkinson had some really big games when he was healthy.
Oh yeah,
and Laporta's good.
He was taken early in the second round. Like I agreed with you, Phil. Like I didn't argue with your take, but I was surprised he went that early.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying Hawkinson. I'm not saying he's going to be Hawkinson exactly, but
better.
when Hawkinson was healthy, he had a ton of really good fantasy games.
And the Packers took 2 tight ends, second and third round. They took Tucker Kraft out of South Dakota State too.
Weird.
It's a really good tight end class. Trent, so I know you were texting about this, like the whole. Why am I blanking on his name? The big dude from Georgia.
Oh, Darnell. Great blocker. Great, pretty athletic. People are kind of worried about his knee injury.
Is that what it was? I never looked too much into it.
That's what I saw.
That's the issue?
Yeah, but
where did he end up getting drafted?
He went to the Steelers. And so he's a good run blocker, and that's something that'll help Najee Harris. They also got an offensive lineman. I think Najee might have a lot better season this year. And hopefully some of the holes are a little bit more, open. But I'm just thinking he's be a lot better blocking. I thought the Steelers might take Levis in the second, honestly, if they would have had the opportunity.
Why? They got Kenny Pickett.
I don't know, just somebody to compete with him maybe. Like, I don't know if they're completely sold on Pickett yet.
Yeah, I can kind of.
The Washington and Farmouth should be a pretty good 2 tight end.
Yeah.
Set there.
Yeah, no, that'd be pretty good.
I think Washington's thing is just his production in college. I think that's one of the bigger things.
He's kind of a freak, though.
He caught 38 catches in 2 years.
Yeah, but they also had Bowers or whatever there. That's
The guy's going to be a first round draft pick next year.
So, it's speaking about all the draft. Our favorite place to draft is Underdog. It's the easiest way to play fantasy sports. Draft your team and forget it. No setting lineups or trades. It's the dude's favorite place to play best ball. Do you hear that, Seth? And all other kinds of DFS games. Enter promo code dudes. They will match you up to $100. Seth is going to keep the baseball plays coming in the Discord, so be sure to check that out. So again, dudes, and they will match you up to $100. Another thing that I felt like there was a lot of Jake Haener went to the Saints, where he's going to play with Carr. Stetson Bennett went to the Rams, where he's going to play with Stafford. Duggan went to the Chargers, where he's playing with the receiver he played with. It seemed like there's a lot of teammates drafting this year. Like Cowboys got 2 Michigan guys. I feel like there's a couple schools that did the same thing that kept doing stuff like that. Here's the deal. Will Levis goes to the Titans. It's a good spot for him, I guess, because he gets to sit behind Tannehill. But he's also inheriting one of the worst wide receivers.
There's also, what's his name's there too?
Malik Willis.
Willis. But the receivers there are horrible. Absolutely horrible. You got Treylon Burks and name someone else. They let Robert Woods go. Like, Tannehill is not going to, like... The Titans thought they could just replace A.J. Brown. They haven't been able to.
No.
Maybe it's Treylon Burks this year. Maybe he just totally
What
turns
did
the
the
corner.
Eagles give to the Titans for A.J. Brown? Was it a first-round pick?
What was it? I don't remember.
I think it was a first-round pick last year.
And they didn't even draft a wide receiver?
They didn't draft a wide receiver this year. They waited. Did they get one in the 7th round?
They have one, Colton Dow.
So, yeah, they didn't do anything to address their wide receiver problem. They draft Levis, and it's like, yeah, Tannehill's kind of knows, can see the door, to where he's not going to be starting quarterback. But you have Derrick Henry, you have Spears, and that's it. They might be trading Henry there's rumors of that maybe they trade him for a wide receiver. I don't know, but it's just, you're not giving Levis or Tannehill any opportunities to make some plays throwing the ball, in my opinion.
And Seth, just for what it's worth, they got a first round pick 18 and a third round number 101. They got Treylon Burks with that pick in the first round, and I don't know who they got.
Okay, yeah, they traded Burks for A.J. Brown, basically.
That's so bad. I don't know if Burks will ever be A.J. Brown caliber, but...
Yeah, we'll see.
He got hurt, but...
Yeah. No, I'm not sure about that one. So they're going to have to do something there with that. Anything else that kind of stuck out from the draft for you?
I do like Duggan behind Herbert.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not going to play, but I don't know. They're similar.
He's just so unorthodox. Like, he's not fast, but he actually, like, in games will run. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And not that Herbert runs, but they just I don't know, the way he moves is kind of similar in what I've seen, like the way that they run.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Is there anything else you guys want to cover?
I can't really think of anything else.
I kind of like the guy you like, Jordan, the wide receiver from LSU.
Oh yeah, he went to the Patriots.
Yeah, and so now he's probably not going to be good, right?
Don't love the spot for him.
We all loved that one. Butte was that.
You know what though? If there's anyone that can get that guy back on track, it might be Bill Belichick.
Maybe so.
Jordan, did you say you like Jordan Addison to the Vikings?
Yeah, I love it.
It's a good spot.
What do you think I know Jordan hasn't pulled up. Like, what do you think ranking I think those are the ones that are going to have the most fantasy impact.
Oh, so
right
the
away,
four.
right?
So rank
the receivers.
The 4. Let me look.
The receiver. Who do you think's going to have the most fantasy impact immediately among
out of
rookies?
those 4? I think it's Addison 1, Quentin Johnson 2, JSN 3, Zay Flowers 4.
Okay.
Addison, just 'cause I think he fills the role pretty good there with a pretty competent quarterback and getting the ball. I think complements Justin Jefferson really well. I go Quentin Johnson 2 because of Justin Herbert, And I think we've seen that Mike Williams and Keenan Allen both have injury history. I think
And if they get injured, he could have an insane season.
And he's a guy who just throw it up there for him and go get it. Jason, I think Jason's probably the most talented of all these guys, but I have him third because of Lockett's still going to play. If you told me Lockett was get released, then I think I have Jason number 1 here.
Yeah.
But with Lockett and DK there, and I think Geno Smith is worse than Cousins and Herbert. That's kind of where I'm at there. And then Zay Flowers fourth, just because of how the Ravens run their offense, and there's still Mark Andrews there. They signed Odell Beckham, and they don't throw the ball as much as these other teams. So Seahawks are the same thing. It's kind of the same. How much they're going to throw the ball. They drafted a running back too, and they still have Kenneth Walker. And you have Lockett, they don't throw the ball enough. Where the Chargers throw the ball a ton, the Vikings throw the ball a ton.
Yeah.
So I agree with your rankings there. I almost was, when you first said it, I was like, might put JSN 1, but no, I think you're.
I think as soon as Lockett's gone from the Seahawks, I think it's huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you told me Lockett wasn't going to be there, then
I think Addison's perfect there. He doesn't have to be the guy. He's behind Justin Jefferson. So
again, I don't want to keep overdoing it, but I also think the wild card in this class is probably Rashee Rice to the Chiefs, because we just know that if there is a guy who can be the guy there, we know what that can do fantasy wise. And Rashee Rice will probably have a lot of buzz in the offseason, just like Sky Moore did last year.
And McCole Hardman the year before. Yeah. One of them has to hit finally.
Yeah.
And Sky Moore might just be way better this year.
He might be.
Yeah, he might be just way better, because I was really excited about Sky Moore.
But Rashee Rice is a bigger physical wide receiver.
What about Kelsey spiking the Lombardi, Phil? Did you see that?
I did not see that.
I didn't see that either.
You guys didn't see that? Here, I'll pull it up here right now.
Also, I think they missed. They could have had Paul Rudd do the initial announcements. He's a huge Kansas City fan. Then they had the guy from Modern Family, and who was the girl that was up there? Do you guys know who that was?
I missed it, but here's Kelsey on the TV, guys. If you want to see it right there, Phil, to your left, and he's drinking a beer off the, what's that called right there?
Shotgunning it? Did he shotgun it? That wasn't the real one.
I don't know.
It's definitely not the real one.
Yeah, there's no way.
Who knows?
Oh my, who knows?
They should have had
Travis-
Paul Rudd. That was my biggest thing.
That was
They had
so underwhelming.
yeah. Please don't bring up stuff like that again, Trent. That was
You're bringing up Paul Rudd.
No, I thought they could have had a better intro. Paul
I
Rudd
don't
is
even know
awesome.
who that is.
You don't know who Paul Rudd is?
I don't know who
Ant-Man.
that is either.
You're
That's the
kidding
mall
me.
cop guy.
No, that's Paul Blart. And you are so dumb. You guys don't know who Paul
You
Rudd
kind
is?
of look like Paul Blart, Phil.
little shorter, though.
Take a look at that
little shorter,
camera.
though.
Take a look at that camera. We're gonna have people vote who looks more like Paul Blart.
Twitter poll.
It's a good idea. We will throw that up. Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at
It's an easy. Like,
tffdudes.
honestly, don't take it jokingly. Let's make this be an honest poll. An honest poll. If you're lying about this, right? If you're lying about this and you're taking this poll, I will be very mad. Take it honestly. Who actually looks like Paul Blart? And not the version where he gets in shape and fights in the UFC.
How much percentage will make you mad? If you got 1% of the votes, are you mad?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
I think
Because I know that person's lying.
this
That
should be
person is lying or
100%.
blind. That person's lying or blind.
All right, Paul. Anyways, I think we're losing the show here.
No, one more thing, though.
Okay.
Congrats to Andrew Voorhees being drafted.
Oh
in
yeah,
seventh.
let's have a
go,
local
dog.
kid going to the Baltimore.
He's a graduate of the high school we all graduated from. I got to play with Andrew, so that's really cool.
Yeah, and they
to
told
say
him
that.
7th rounder. They told him they let him heal up, so that's kind of cool.
It's a big deal. He was potential 3rd round draft pick. Anyways,
He's the last guy to get drafted in the NFL. Jimmy Johnson, maybe?
for our high school,
Monty Clark, maybe, but yeah, one of those
Monty
guys.
Clark or
Marty
Jimmy
Clark Johnson, Jimmy Johnson.
but the
yeah.
second one since Tyler Bray.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, since Tyler Bray, last one
Played
to
in the
play.
NFL,
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
No, very cool, definitely.
yeah.
So, We want to get into our divas here right now.
Yeah, let's do some divas real
Let's
quick.
get some divas.
Let's go back over the Paul Blart thing.
No,
All right. Well, today's divas are brought to you by Manscaped. And the modern man is a man who takes care of himself. Manscaped isn't just for life's special occasions like the NFL draft. It's a requirement for optimal health, superior hygiene, and healthy self-esteem. You now have the right tools for a safe and precise grooming in hard to navigate areas, plus post-trimming products to help keep your dudes dry and fresh all day long. We got the lawnmower on the table here. Actually, we got the weed whacker. We do not have the lawnmower on the table, but there's the nice boxers. There's all kinds of stuff. So go to manscaped.com, enter dudes20 for 20% off your whole order. You won't be sorry. They got some nice body washes. They got the scrubbers. They got it all kinds of shavers,
That scrubber is
razors.
insane.
The scrubber's good.
I love that thing.
We should just, nail it up between you and Jordan right there.
I should do a tutorial.
You should do a tutorial while wearing your belt.
Yes.
That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, scrub the
Belt
belt
only.
clean.
Scrub the belt
Scrub
clean.
the belt clean.
Belt only.
Just a little double promo action there.
Seth is on one.
I'm sure
we
your
gave
wife
him the
would love that,
nickname
Seth.
Big Twisty, and now he's.
All right, Seth. Well, let's get into today's
Probably.
Divas of the Week. And for those new listeners, this is where we just talk about things that kind of, tick us off,
Grind our gears.
grind our gears, kind of maybe ruined our day, maybe ruin our week, whatever. So we got today's Divas. Phil, you got a diva right now? You got
Yeah, it's
something?
pretty easy. Very easy.
Okay.
Okay, I was in Costco with my children.
Okay.
Seth and Trent, you guys probably have to do this. Jordan, maybe you've done this before for your mom or whatever. You get sent to the store for your wife, right? That's normally not what I do. Okay, when I go to Costco, it's usually with my wife, or I take the girls to go get some food. Right? We'll go get some pizza or whatever. We've talked about that before, or I'll get stuff to grill. I am usually not doing a full service grocery store deal. Does that make sense? You guys
Phil
do-
is not there to buy milk.
Correct. I'm not there to buy milk. If I'm there, I'm calling my wife multiple times, making sure I'm buying the right stuff because it's the
You
Costco is
don't
not
just do the Apple Notes where you share it with your wife and she can put stuff in there.
no because
You should
sometimes
have your wife
Because it's
do
not
that
just
she
milk.
knows.
It's got to be the certain kind of milk.
exactly
you can put pictures in the notes.
you could that's very true. But like there are various things that we buy. Just let me
Jordan
get
should
to
be
my
a marriage counselor, honestly.
Yeah. Just derailed my diva. Actually, you're gonna be my diva. I'm so fired up right now.
Okay, Paul.
All right. So anyhow, I get sent there and we just had a baby, right? So my wife's like, hey, can you please go to Costco? Here's the list, etc. So I'm there and I'm talking to my girls. I'm like, man, girls, I don't know where the chocolate chips are. My wife likes to bake.
Oh, we were going to get those today too. At
They're
Costco.
great
Yeah.
deal at for chocolate chips at Costco. I can't find it. And unlike other stores, unless I'm wrong and haven't looked up there, there's generally not like like designated aisles where you can see like, hey, this is where all the baking stuff's going to be, right? So
It's Costco, man. It's just racks.
it's racks, right?
Yeah.
Racks
Rack
on
City.
racks. And so I'm passing this lady who I don't know from Adam, and she says, "Oh, they're over in the next aisle." I'm like, "Okay, like I'm just going, this citizen knows that I'm struggling here. I couldn't find them. Still couldn't find them. So if you don't know where the chocolate chips are, either she was playing me and just wanted me to go to that aisle over to look for the chocolate chips.
People feeling
Or-
sorry for you. I'm shocked.
Or she thought she knew where the chocolate chips were and they weren't in fact there. Do you get what I'm saying a little bit?
Or they
if
all
you're gonna
sold
give
out.
So what's your
instructions,
diva?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
if
where
you're going to
with.
give instructions to someone who's obviously struggling, make sure you know exactly or walk them over. She didn't know what she was talking about.
How about you ask someone who works at the store?
Sometimes, hey, I don't know if you know how big of a Costco is, but you don't oftentimes just run in or bump into people, especially in some of those aisles. I almost never see them unless I'm in the milk side. Unless I'm in the milk or like the toilet paper area, I actually don't see a lot of people. And the people who give samples, those aren't Costco employees and they rarely know.
They
Like,
aren't Costco employees?
Oftentimes they aren't. Oftentimes they're like the marketing company who's doing like the.
No,
Yes, that's true.
No,
Yes,
I
it's
see
true.
like the same like three old ladies every time I
No,
go
no,
to
there's-
Costco.
there's
sampling.
something-
There
there's-
are some that don't work there. I do
Yes,
agree with that.
yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm
over
saying.
in the health section usually. It's
A
usually
little-
not
sometimes farther
The
down.
food samples are always.
Yes.
Phil, for what it's
Which are the
worth,
only ones I want to try.
what?
Here's the thing. Don't chime in. Just let me wander the store and find the chocolate chip. Don't point me in the wrong direction.
Why don't you just figure it out yourself?
That would take entirely too long.
That's what I was doing.
That is
what
simply too
That is
hard.
what I was doing, Jordan. She offered a suggestion that was factually incorrect. That's what you're not understanding. Just don't pipe up. Let me do it on my own. What you just described is exactly what I wanted.
You asked.
But since,
You
no.
asked.
I asked my daughters. I was talking out loud to my daughters.
You didn't say that. You made
That's
it
exactly
sound
what I said. No, I was like, girls, where are these chocolate chips? And this rando chimes in. They're in the aisle over. And so if you send me over there,
I got you.
Did you find the chocolate chips?
eventually.
You did
Which
not make
aisle?
Were
that
they in
clear.
that aisle?
What'd you say?
Were they in that aisle?
Yes.
Hold on. You just said if you don't know where they are and they were in that aisle? Hold on. Whoa. This isn't, you can't even say this is a diva
I had
anymore.
to do
It
some
wasn't
digging.
the aisle she
I
told
had
you
to
it
do,
was
no,
in.
no, I had to do some digging. It was
What do you mean
eventually-
digging? You had to look like you had to walk halfway down the aisle?
Seth,
Dude,
you struggle tying your shoes. I'm not going to take advice from you.
dude.
They were 2 racks over from what she told him.
Hey, hold up. Question.
So
Is
she
it you
said,
over-
hold on,
Get onto the second.
hold on. She
I hope
said,
that lady listens to this pod and
No,
takes a
she-
bat
It's
to
a
your
yes
face.
or no answer. Was it where she said it was?
no, they weren't.
Was it within in the same aisle she said it was?
Correct, yeah.
What? So she
Yeah.
gave you a correct answer, and now you're throwing it
To some degree. She said they're right over there. No, she said they're right over there. She pointed. She literally pointed. That's
Exactly
the issue.
where they were.
No, false.
You
false,
have
false.
gave 2 different answers to what she said. The first time you said she told you they're in the aisle, the next aisle over.
Yeah, sorry. What I should have said is she pointed me in the wrong direction.
She pointed you in the right direction. They were where she said.
They're on the aisle.
Also, I was banking on the fact that you guys weren't going to ask that follow-up question. And so I was like, okay, we could just move on here, but you guys have to do like a investigative podcast. We could have just had, everyone could have been like, hey,
Phil, that's
no,
like
hold on. No, let me finish my story, Seth. Shut up. You guys could have just been happy with like, hey, this is a good diva. These guys are freaking, hey, on this next episode of the fantasy football, we are going to investigate this lady's background. Hey guys, it's a diva. I'm doing this I'm doing this from dramatics. You guys don't have to dive into like, I didn't know her social either. Like, jeez, I'm trying to give a diva here, and you guys are diving into this like it's life or death. I don't.
Hold on.
Bottom line, you forgot you have
I have freaking no. What is that lady? The lady who like
Sherlock Holmes and
Carmen San Diego over here.
All right, hold on.
Guys, it's a
these 2 should work for the CIA.
gosh, yes.
Can I just say this?
Yeah, go ahead, Seth.
That's like asking your wife, "Hey, where's the ketchup?" And she's like, "It's in the fridge."
Oh,
and
that's
she's
terrible.
pointing at
That's
the
terrible.
fridge, and you think she's talking about the top part of the fridge, but it's really in the bottom part.
Hey guys,
And you're-
I agree with you.
Phil,
I agree with you.
she
You
said
could have
they're over
stopped
there. That doesn't mean they're necessarily exactly where her finger's pointing. It means it's in that aisle.
You guys are missing. I wasn't expecting you to.
the
go
rant
ahead.
we just got from Phil was worth every second of my and Seth's
If these 2 guys would have been
It
in
was totally worth it.
Oh my
Because it
goodness.
makes
these guys would have been in
you
the
are a
secret
diva.
ops,
You are a diva.
That was a legendary rant from Phil. for what it's worth
Sometimes
right there.
you have to like just be okay with me stopping where I
And I
left
think
off.
the person you're looking for was Nancy Drew.
Yeah, Nancy Drew and
Not
Carmen
Carmen
San
San
Diego.
Diego.
We got the freaking Hardy Boys over here.
Hold on
Party,
here.
yeah.
Did Phil even ever ride on like one of those little Segway things or like the little motor scooters? Like, was that Phil's motor scooter?
Maybe. Bottom line, if these 2 guys,
jeez.
would have been, in the special ops, we'd have found Bin Laden in like 2 seconds. War would have been over, but these guys are in a garage doing Lord knows what. Anyways,
I'm really questioning if Phil even like. He says he doesn't
he
sleep
might not
at night.
have been
He
at
probably
Costco.
does.
He might not be even at Costco.
Jordan, this is like when Phil says, "Guys, I've worked on like 3 hours of sleep last night," and we actually find out he had 8 hours.
That did happen. That did happen.
Long story short, Phil was shopping online this whole time. Anyways, all right. My diva of the week is on my trip in Canada. Took Uber every time we drove.
Oh no!
That's all we did.
Okay.
Didn't rent a car, did Uber. It worked great. Don't have to park. We were about 3 blocks away from the convention center, so did just, a walk every day. No problem. It was great. But these 3 Uber, we used 5 Uber drivers, okay? Because we go visit grocery stores, go to meetings, other stuff. Didn't just go to the convention. 3 out of our 5 Ubers had the absolute worst body odor I've ever smelled in my entire life. I don't know if it's just an Uber thing where it's like, hey, my whole car just reeks like straight, dump truck or what. But get a stick of deodorant. Go to manscaped.com, 20% off. Get some deodorant.
Lather your stinking body.
And here's the thing.
Third time it might have been you. Like
No.
If it's
'Cause
three, I've never had a smell follow me that closely.
It was a certain
Trent in his
stench.
suit on a hot day.
Same suit for 3 days straight.
Hey,
That's why he was so caught up on Will Levis.
I promise. I promise you, this smell was
That
so
polyester suit.
This isn't a smell from like, hey, that guy needs deodorant. It's that smell where it's like, dude, you haven't showered in 4 days. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, dude, you just don't shower, or you shower and you don't use soap. But these 3 guys, I don't know, they must have been triplets or something, but they absolutely reeked. And it was just like, roll the window down. It's cold outside. It's 48 degrees. No, it was like you're getting slapped in the face by body odor, and then you roll the window down, you're getting slapped in the face by a cold. I didn't know what I want to do. Those Canadian trade winds are brutal. But just shower.
Manscaped,
I don't even care if you wear deodorant.
the
Just take a
scrubber
shower
that
with
Seth talked
soap.
about.
Yeah, scrubber would. I almost took the scrubber out of my carry-on and threw it to the guy. Said, "Here, use this. Pull over."
I'm sure that would have went over well.
Use this.
That is so weird.
Hey, it was Phil. You don't do good with bad smelling places.
I don't. You're right.
You would have.
I would have thrown up.
would've
Trent,
thrown
you
up.
know what you
Yeah.
should have done? Just been like, hey, I'm getting out here, honestly.
Yeah.
I
I'm
thought
calling
about it.
another Uber.
On one of them, we did. One of them, we did get out. We said like, "How
It was
far
that
is it?"
bad?
Yeah, we're like, "How far is this? Let's get out and walk." Yeah.
What was your star
It
rating?
might have been
2
part of
follow-up
the-
questions.
I
What
didn't
was
do
your
the
star
Uber.
rating?
I didn't do the Uber, or I would have done that. But for whatever reason, they don't trust me. The company credit card, so it's a whole nother story.
No shocker there.
Jordan, do you have a diva of the week? What are you gonna say? Liars? Like what? Are you?
I know.
No, I have a
Freaking
question.
exaggerated.
This is one of those
Carmen
divas. Like,
Sandiego over here.
question: am I a diva for doing this? This is one of
Okay.
those ones. So,
Okay.
at the basketball tournament this week, and they charge about $20 for parking,
Yeah,
and so it's in this industrial area where there's not really like
that's why you should Uber.
You can't really park on the street. You can't really like there's like a huge Boeing thing right next to it. You can't park in those parking lots because they'll tell you. So there's about 3/4 of a mile down the road. There's like a strip mall. Like 2 strip malls that I parked in the strip mall both days. Am I a diva for not wanting to pay the $20 and walk and would rather walk a mile to get to the gym? Or is that perfectly fine?
I think that's just debating what you want to spend your $20 on.
Yeah.
So not a diva. Not a diva for walking a mile and not paying the $20.
$20 for parking is pretty steep. I feel
That's
like
so
I feel like
expensive.
$10 is kind
That
of
is
my
a lot
max.
of food.
Yeah, for sure.
So not
I'd
a
rather
diva.
stuff
Not
my
a diva.
face with food than pay $20
Exactly.
to park.
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey would agree with that decision. I guess.
So I'm not being too cheap.
I don't think
not
you're
being
being-
a diva.
How many?
You're
how,
asking the wrong
how
people.
long- how long was the walk?
How far would it be worth the $20?
Get on Google Maps.
Like,
I want you to map
if you
this.
had to
Get the
park
exact
2
address,
miles
Phil.
away, would it be
Yeah,
worth
that's
it?
what this
I don't
idiot
know,
would have
like-
done to me.
2
Oh,
miles
it's a
is
half a mile,
okay,
Phil.
it's
Yeah.
a long walk.
It's about the 25, 30 minute
Okay, what
walk.
city
yeah.
were you in? And what
35-minute
was the
walk?
businesses in that?
Oh, you went through 8 crosswalks and
Yeah, I mean, so it was about 10, 15 minute walk.
It's a nice area of town. Were you afraid for your safety?
No.
Okay, well then it's fine.
there's certain areas like when our
Just curious if you guys saw it. 'cause
I would have done it. Not with my family, but by myself. I would
I think
have.
there's
I would've
people
thought
who have
about
been
it.
like,
Yeah.
you would have dropped your family off, drove,
Yeah.
parked,
Yes,
and
correct.
then
I
walked.
would have probably had my wife drop me off. No.
and he would have got on his little trike thing.
Here's the deal though. If it's a bad area, like I will pay for parking because there's certain when I go to like high school football games, there's certain towns like, hey, I'm gonna pay for parking here. Like I
Yeah.
don't need to
Yeah.
get my car keyed or whatever.
My
you know?
car got graffitied when Jordan was with me at a football game.
I don't recall that.
Probably a lie, so just don't even worry about it.
Yes,
It's
it
probably
was.
like someone
You
probably
and I
got a
drove
crayon
to a
crayon.
game in
String.
Fresno, and they literally
Silly
graffitied the back
string,
of my
Mike.
truck.
They silly stringed it.
I don't remember
It's
this. so.
sad that you don't remember that. You and I drove together.
Well, we'll talk after
Yes.
that. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
Apparently,
recall.
we can't know where you guys went, so
Yeah,
the
I
story
don't-
got
I
even
don't-
weirder
I
than what
don't
it was.
recall.
It was a game in Fresno. It was a league game. Anyhow, just move on.
Seth, what do you got? I know you got something in there. Seth, this is what I want you to do, okay? We already talked about Apple Notes once. When something ticks you off, make a note called Divas and put it in there, okay?
I'm trying to
Just
think,
trying to
'cause I
help
think
the
there was
pod and to
something.
help you be a better person.
Better person.
I think there was something. I'm not really remembering though. Actually, I got this one. I got it right here. People, Trent, this is actually very near your house. So people who cut you off in like while you're driving, people who cut you off and it's their fault and they get mad at you.
That happened to me at church last week.
That happened to me. That happened to me 2 days ago. So Trent, right here, right by the park by our house, there's a street that goes, it's actually just across right here. The street goes straight. And so I am on the top part of the T. Someone else is the bottom part. This person very clearly did not see me and they were just going to go straight through the T because it's not a stop sign for them. It's just a yield. And so I was coming down the T and he was going to cut me off from the bottom of the T. And I slow down because I'm like, this guy doesn't see me. And I keep going and he like slams on the brakes and I just stare at him. Like, what are you doing? Like, he almost just T-boned me. Like he was going fast, like at least he probably would have T-boned me going like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I just stared at him. He just threw his hands up and I slowed down almost to a stop and I just stared at him. I'm like, did you really I get bad road rage sometimes, but like that pisses me off. Don't throw your hands up when it is your fault. I almost rolled down the window and said, you had a yield, you freaking idiot. Don't throw your hands up. And it gets to the point where I start to insult their like physical appearance.
Oh my!
Because it makes me so mad.
This could be someone who listens to the pod, so don't insult.
Well, you know what?
Appearance.
Yeah, never mind. Not saying it. But I'm not
We
going
live in a small town.
No,
Seth.
it made me so mad because I'm just like, you cannot get mad for me staring at you for almost T-boning me. Guys, like he came within 10 yards of hitting me.
Yeah. That's
10
pretty
yards.
Close.
10 yards is not that close.
From him going 20 miles an hour to 10 yards? And he didn't see me.
10 yards, like if someone threw a grenade and it was 10 yards away from you, you might live.
You might be able to grab it and throw it back.
It shocked him at first, and then I don't know if he got mad that I was staring at him or that he got mad because I stared at him and he threw up his arms. I'm like, bro, you would have hit me if I didn't slow down.
Yeah.
So
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was like, anyways, he probably made him more mad that I slowed down and like stopped and stared at him more.
Yeah.
But I was like,
usually that's
if I
what
could
happens.
just beat the tar out of this guy, I will.
Oh my. Was the guy driving a Toyota?
I don't know what he was driving.
Tacoma.
It was some stupid car.
All right. Well, I think that about does it, guys. We got a good airplane draft coming up, for
Someone did that
things
to
you hate
that
while
church.
flying. Seth, you can throw that screen up there.
What do you say?
We got the draft video coming up, so you can
Yes.
just throw that up there. We got a nice little things we hate while
This
while
is
flying draft.
the
You won't wanna
Fantasy
miss that.
Football
Check it out on
Dudes
YouTube at
podcast.
TFF.
What
Dudes.
is up, my dudes?
We
This
will
is Trent
see you
with the
on
Fantasy
Wednesday,
Football
and
Dudes
as always,
podcast. I am joined by Phil,
care.
Jordan, and producer Seth. As always,
This
man,
has
and
been
the
another
Cam.
episode of the
Today's
Fantasy
draft, we are
Football
going to have
Dudes
our worst
podcast.
things.
Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.